There you are. I told you I'd find him. It's a mother's instinct.
Instinct? He left us a note. I'm leaving. I'll be at the train station.
I'm going to Robot City. I'll make you proud.
There comes a time in a young person's life
What? Perfect. That'll be $50.
when he must show everyone
Yeah, loving it, loving it, loving it.
I don't want any pictures.
Well, that's all right. There's no film in the camera. Would you like to buy maps of the stars' homes? Where'd he go?
what he's really made of.
Put your head between your legs.
Huh?
Whoops! There goes my stop.
From the makers of Ice Age
Used to be a lot worse. They had this giant hammer. Oh, they brought it back. Just stick with me, kid. I know this town like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new.
Ewan McGregor,
Copperbottom. Rodney Copperbottom.
Oh, hey, everyone. Rodney's here, the Rodster.
Halle Berry,
That was an accident. I meant to do this.
Greg Kinnear,
Bye, Pop.
So long, son. Good luck with your dastardly plans.
Mel Brooks,
Hey, who's the dame with the sweet keister?
Drew Carey,
Oh, man, this is my third oil change today.
Amanda Bynes,
The name's Piper. Rhymes with Viper.
and Robin Williams.
I'd smack you if I had a hand. Speak of the devil, here I come. Ow!
They're the few,
Oh, are these losers?
We, sir.
I'm a woman.
Ouch.
the proud,
I'm a winner! Open the door! Open the door! Whoa! Close the doors! Close the doors!
the machines.
What's mine is yours. Oh, dear.
I'll get them.
Oh, look at it. Oh, now they're arm wrestling.
Robots,
Aunt Fanny!
Why is she called Aunt Fanny?
Couldn't call her Aunt Booty.
Whoa!
Whoops.
Here we finally see a world in which there is absolutely no need for gender whatsoever, except in the minds of the humans looking at the film. Robots presents a world populated entirely by robots, which has always been populated by robots, but which mirrors human society in frequently nonsensical ways, especially with regards to gender. For one thing, it features at one point a cross-dressing robot, an inherently ridiculous notion, and 4 of the 5 women, Aunt Fanny, Mrs. Copperbottom, Cappy, and Piper, are all clearly gendered and exist in very gendered roles. Aunt Fanny and Mrs. Copperbottom only appear as mother figures, and Cappy and Piper are considered primarily as love interests. The 5th woman, Madame Gasket, the villain, is the only one not to appear feminine, but as we see in the trailer when Fender refers to her as Sir, her gender is sort of a joke. While it is problematic that the female characters are defined only through their relationships with the lead male, I find it more problematic that within this world, male and female robots pair off, especially to have children. Children are literally assembled from parts that come in boxes. Robot children grow up by learning a bit more and by upgrading their bodies to get larger. The scenes of Rodney's childhood play for laughs, and then the film moves on and doesn't consider further what having a robotic family entails. But the answer the film comes up with is actually rather nonsensical. There is no reason not to assemble robots in their full form, and no reason that such assembly has to be supervised by 2 robots of opposite genders, especially since gender is a purely superficial trait in this world and not based on any biological or mechanical differences. In Rodney Copperbottom's case, his father was the only one shown doing the assembly because it's just not a task that requires a couple. It's just nonsensical that the robots divide themselves into genders at all. As is the case with all robots, there is no biological sex to base gender on, but in this film there aren't even any humans with genders for the robots to mirror, so gender would have to have been their own idea. Instead of sorting each other into 2 firmly enforced categories, they could have all just been people of different personalities. This may actually explain why the female robots are defined by their roles either as mother or as love interests. Those are the only roles that in the minds of the humans creating them had to go to women. For many other characters, their gender was unimportant. Crank Casey could have been designed either way, as could have Lug and Diesel, and Mr. Bigweld. They were declared male by default, like R2-D2. Robots was only a children's movie, not seriously attempting to parse how a world populated by robots would really work. But when considered with all the other depictions of robots, it made me wonder, are humans simply incapable of imagining robots without gender? I was about to conclude yes, until I recalled the following ad.
Nobody's home.
The GM 100,000-mile warranty. It's got everyone at GM obsessed with quality.
The robot assembles cars, which could be considered a masculine pursuit if not for its female human co-workers, and it makes high-pitched noises, but they are too mechanical to seem like a female human's voice. Its physical design is completely functional. In all, it is a completely non-gendered robot, and yet audiences are definitely encouraged to consider it a person. Before it wakes up, we sympathize with it, and the commercial is so effective at forging this connection that when I first saw it in person, my family members and I were moved to urge the television, "Don't jump." However, like the ads discussed earlier, this one is limited by time, and so the robot is not really developed as a character, but rather as a concept. A large part of the emotional response is tied to the suicide, which is upsetting in any representation, and was particularly unexpected here. This robot is also unlike the others discussed in that it actually exists, and the many identical robots currently assembling cars are so non-gendered that it would have been difficult to assign it one within a minute-long ad, especially without any speech to identify its voice or to hear others refer to it. So while I will amend my conclusion to say that in the right circumstances we can sympathize with robots without gendering them, when we allow our imaginations to run wild and create any kind of robot, we create them in our own image. Although a true robot, completely non-biological and non-human, even if humanoid, could not possibly need to have a gender, our popular culture is too tied to our real culture, and it seems we cannot imagine completely non-gendered persons.